Hello out there, everyone. This is Roll for Crit, and you're joining us now for a very special live edition of the board game battle series in which we pit two randomly chosen board games against one another and decide which one is better. I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Will. And it's been a while since we've done one of these, which is nice.
Yeah, is it nice that we haven't done one in a while?
Well, it's nice that we're returning to it.
Oh, yes. Okay. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. There's something special. Of course, if you want to see our full list of our previous rankings as we keep track of that as we go, you can check out rollforcrit.com/boardgamebattle. And
However, it is now out of date since we're making a new video.
Well, no, it's as of in date. It's up to date now, but it won't be
Correct.
at the end of this video. Obviously, we're live. We have to. We're not doing it live on the fly. So if you're in the chat right now, welcome, and you can join us and let us know what your opinions are on these games that crop up. This time is going to be a little bit different. We are concentrating solely on the top 50 games from our list up to this date. So we're really looking at some of the biggest titles that there are, some of our favorite titles, and there are, I think, going to be some hard choices in today's episode.
Of course there will be, and I'm excited because if you didn't watch our last board game battle, we actually chose all the people who had no wins at all, and some didn't make sense. They just maybe got a bad matchup or something. So it's a good chance that they'll appear in this because they maybe got a win or two that way. Yes. And I'm hoping some of them get some more wins.
Yeah. Hello to Hoser40K in the chat, who's keeping an eye on us as usual. We appreciate that, of course. So the other special thing is that we found a way to show you live the games that we are going to be looking at. I have, believe it or not, coded a website, a very simple website that will randomly generate for us two box arts of two games from our list, and that's going to determine what we're having as a battle right now.
I am very excited to see this because I have yet to see this either. So.
Yes, it's very exciting. Well, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it. You might have to wait until we finish, and then unless you can watch the YouTube, it'll just be on a delay.
I do have that up so I can look at the chat.
Right. So it's going to be
wow.
Cool.
Right off the bat, simple roleplay. Arkham Horror. I completely agree. We don't need to do any more discussion.
Arkham Horror is what simple roleplay has chosen. Yeah, good choice. And I have another surprise as well, which is looking over our list. Were a few games that I felt like are ones that maybe belong in our top 20 that even from the last time we went through wins didn't get bumped up.
Right.
So not only, this is an on-air reveal, not only do I have our top 50 games in there, I also took the liberty of adding any games that were not in our top 50, but were in one of our top 20s.
So what you're saying is you've rigged the system.
A little bit. Well, they're in the mix, so we're going to have titans going up against each other.
These vetoes will be much more important in this one.
Right. Our veto system makes less sense with the live version, but we're still going with it. Maybe we should get 2 vetoes.
2 vetoes?
Well, because I feel like usually in the traditional one we would go for like 10 minutes, and with these we go for like 30 plus usually. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. You know what? We'll go with 2 vetoes since we also know our favorites are more likely to pop up here.
That's right. If you don't know our tiebreakers, of course, go from Board Game Geek. And and the other thing I need to also be clear about is it is possible, the system is not perfect, it is possible for a game to appear against itself. So if that happens, then I think
Arkham Horror.
I think that
I'm gonna have to veto on this one.
I think that game just automatically gets a win if that happens. It's like rolling doubles.
I sort of like that idea. Yeah. It's funny.
And also,
yeah, I was just gonna say that it's already in the top 50 or our top 20 list, so it's like we like it already.
Yeah, exactly.
So let it have a win.
Yeah, and apologies for, I know there's always streaming video issues. Quality is not going to be consistent here, but hopefully you can hear us okay and you won't need to hear too much. All right, that's enough rambling on. We're going to get into it. We're going to start battling. So I'm going to reveal our first choice, which I already had because I had the website starts with a choice. It's a simple website. So our first one, I think it's a little bit of a gimme. It is going to be Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective versus Pandemic: The Cure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, one of them is on my top 20 list, and I can now see it pop up on the screen. Looks very nice, Jonathan.
Thank you. I really tried hard. Yes, but Sherlock Holmes is on both of our. I think it made both of our top 10s, in fact, of all time. So that is definitely going to be the win here. Simple Roleplay asked if this will include Kickstarter games. No, this is strictly games that are released and that we both have played.
So it could have been a game on Kickstarter, but unless we've both played it, it won't be on here because it's a little unfair if I've only played it. For example, Jonathan can't really comment if it's better or not.
Right. So that's our first one, goes to Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. All right, next choice. Here we go. The real test. I'm reloading the page for a new pair. We've got Arkham Horror, the card game, versus Unmatched Battle of Legends.
I don't remember if this made your list, but I know Arkham Horror has made my list. So once again, my pick is quite obvious.
Yes, I think in this case, I'm going to agree with you. I think Arkham Horror, the LCG, deserves this win. I really do love Unmatched, but we'll see. Maybe when we play with that Jurassic Park set, maybe it'll sway you.
Oh, look, good. I'm not saying anything that like Unmatched is like terrible.
No.
Arkham Horror card game is just.
I mean, remember, with a few exceptions, because there are some odd ones that crept up there. These again are all from our top 50 or our personal top 20s.
No,
so
I mean,
we don't.
If you watch,
yeah,
sorry.
I'm just saying we don't have to say, oh, these are all. It's a given. These are all going to be great games.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here we go. Here's what's next. We've got. Okay, once again, now this could be a contentious one. Battlestar Galactica, the board game, versus Rising Sun. Now, Battlestar Galactica is a co-op trader-based game. Rising Sun from Kumon is area control battle game set in Japan with mythology and stuff like that. I know that this is one that I would use my veto on.
I know,
and I know that you're not the biggest fan.
I'm trying to not take that into account if you're going to use a veto or not. I think solely choose if I'm alone. Which one do I?
We're not going to game the system.
Yeah, because then it becomes this really unfun game. I want to choose from the heart. I want to keep this as pure as possible.
Fair enough.
And like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Battlestar, and though I do recognize it is a fantastic game and probably one of the better trader games that aren't party.
Mm-hmm.
But I also really like Rising Sun.
Yeah.
It's like, if it went up against some other things, it probably would have won, but I think I'm going to have to go with Rising Sun just for the sake of a battle. I think Battlestar still might win it without the veto.
We will see. I actually don't know. This is going to be close, I think. Like, there's going to be a lot of battles in this one because, unlike usual, like a lot of these games are ones we both feel strongly about.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're going to come up on some more of these fights. So
what's nice though is I feel like because we both agree they're good, it's always like, oh, he vetoed it. Well, it deserves it. You're not vetoing Monopoly above my choices. Then I'd probably get a little annoyed.
Yeah. Well, I did introduce Monopoly. That's the only other game that's on this in the selection is Monopoly.
By the way, I did notice this last time I was sorting through the list. I'm still going to go to the Board Game Geek site, even though we have our list of scores, because they can change sometimes. So we're going to try to make this a snapshot of when we're filming this, what their scores are.
Yeah. Well, I've got Battlestar here.
Why don't you tell us what it is?
It's a 7.7.
Ooh, for the average rating, right, we use?
Whatever the big one is on the page.
Oh, the big one? All right. The geek rating.
Yeah, we go with geek rating.
7.6 if you round the two.
Wow.
7.596, but yeah.
Wow.
Wait, big as in bigger number or big as in number of digits?
As in, it's a big blue badge next to the name of the thing.
Oh, I usually look in the search bar because I have to copy both.
No, I'm looking at the games page.
Oh, that's the average rating. There's two different numbers.
We should know by now which one we use.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's been a while. The average rating is the fans, and it does change the outcome.
Oh no! All right,
7.9.
I feel like we usually go with the geek rating.
That's what I thought too. That's why, because we went. There was in the last video, you said like 7.6, and I said mine's 7.6, but then we went to 3 digits, and you won in that. So
Hold on.
Just.
Let me look it up on my computers because I can't. Everything
And
is.
we need an official ruling. I already broke the system.
Welcome to Roll for Crit, home of the worst streams of all time.
Yes.
I can tell you in the chat, Hoser said BSG. Dean said we need Cylons in Rising Sun. Yeah, I think that would be good. I think we go with geek rating, yes, because that's the first one in the search, and that's our barometer. So the geek
rating.
The geek rating.
Do you actually know the difference?
You mean actually like how they're determined?
Or like what the general idea is? I don't need the exact formula.
No, I don't remember.
The average rating is pretty much just like what you and I vote. Geek rating tries to take into account like if there's like okay, there's maybe too many people posting in this time period, so it's a bit. I think it's a bit more accurate. So I do like the geek rating.
That's what we're going with. So for Battlestar, I have a 7.579.
7.596 here.
Okay, so is this the time I would use my veto?
Is it?
Yeah, I guess it is. So I guess I will. I mean, I gotta use it. It's literally my number one game of all time. If I don't use it on this, what am I gonna use it on? And I do like Rising Sun a lot, but I think it's sort of the flip side of how you feel about Battlestar, where it's not particular. You know, I like.
Yeah,
it.
no, I don't need. Yeah.
Anyway.
That's the problem. When you get to the peak, it's gonna be like where we really find our niches of what we enjoy.
Yeah, well, let's try to get to another one here. Here we go.
All right.
Now that we've settled all the paperwork, we've got an interesting one here: Millennium Blades from level 99, CCG Simulator versus Spirit Island. Two really strong games, very different games. Spirit Island co-op.
I really do like both, in particular because Millennium Blades does mock a lot of the CCG stuff I've known to become a part of me with Magic.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Spirit Islands is just a tighter game.
I agree definitely for several reasons. I like the co-op aspect of it. I think it does it so well, and it's a challenging game. Millennium Blades, I like. Maybe if I had more time in Millennium Blades, but it's not one that I had returned to too often.
I just remembered that Spirit Island was also on my top 20 list, so that's another one where I probably should have voted for.
Hey, things can change. You never know.
That's true.
So things might come up that you don't expect. Next up, we have Firefly, the game, versus Marvel Legendary. I think I know where both of our hearts are in this one. I think it's with Marvel Legendary. That's mine anyway.
I guess. Oh, God, I really like both of these a lot. Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, Firefly, they're both two of my favorite licenses, two of my favorite licensed games, two of my favorite games, period.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm going to go with Legendary. The reason I just find both of them are, like, I don't know why. I guess when Battlestar, I have some, like, I'm not usually a big Trader fan anymore, really. Neither of these have aspects I hate. So it's just like, I feel bad picking one over the other no matter what.
Yeah, these are those tough choices. So it sounds like we're saying Legendary.
I think I'm going to have to go with you on that one.
All right, it's moving up. Next up. All right, we got another level 99 game here, Argent the Consortium. This time up against Stonemeyer's Tapestry, their civilization building game from last year, which had a ton of hype behind it. I think we both liked it a lot, but we found maybe didn't quite live up to, with Stonemaier you have high expectations.
The problem is it's not a bad game. It's just I don't think it's as good as their other games.
Yeah, it's not even I would call it a great game. It's just, you know what I mean? It's
Wingspan and Scythe, just sort of these giant towers.
In fact,
over.
I don't know.
Viviculture too, but I haven't played that. So
here I might still go with Tapestry. Argent is a really great game.
I love Argent. I think it's great. I love the different modules in it. So I am going to go there, which means it sounds like we're having a battle.
No, let's battle it out. Let's battle it out. I'm not sure how this one is going to go. I see Simple Roleplay wants to know Battlestar versus Dead of Winter. Now this didn't come up, so this isn't going on our list.
Correct.
But
between those two, I think I'm going to have to go with Battlestar.
Yeah, for me as well. But
Not official though.
they are both very. I mean, now that you can't get Battlestar anymore, Dead of Winter is probably the closest you can get.
Well, yes.
I
I
think
mean,
that's
if
your
we
next
start
best bet.
honestly, if we start factoring in other things like pricing, availability, that changes a lot of
Well,
these.
pricing is one thing. I'm saying literally. I mean, you cannot buy that game.
Right.
I know. I'm just giving myself an out. All right, for
Okay.
Tapestry, I have a 7.2
For the number on the page.
for the geek rating.
Okay. Because geek rating's 3 digits, so you always do 2, so I get confused.
I'm rounding it because I figure why complicate it unless we have to.
Fair enough. Well, you're good for you because Argent, while lower, I think has the better number at a 6.9.
Is that joke going to be made every time we have a board game battle?
Yes.
All right. So Tapestry wins that one.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Good job, Tapestry. I wasn't sure how that was going to go. All right. Next matchup. Cyclades versus Pandemic Legacy Season 1. Now, I know you're not a fan of Cyclades. I know neither of us, though, are really big fans of Pandemic Legacy in contrast to most people's opinions. For me, it's an easy one. It's Cyclades. For you, I'm not sure how you're going to go. I feel like you might take Pandemic Legacy just because you like core Pandemic more than you like Cyclades. But that's on you. You tell me.
Well, I actually have already discovered this while I was sorting the list when we talked about code names undercover. Like, do you like code names? But we're not voting for code names. We're voting for code names undercover.
That's
So
valid.
in this case, I'm going to go with Cyclades. Not a big fan of it. I've had some really annoying moments, but I just felt like Pandemic Legacy was just – it didn't do the Legacy what I really wanted, or at least not until the very end.
Yeah, we're probably blowing
Base
some minds
Pandemic?
right now.
Maybe. But
If you want to hear
yeah.
more about why our thoughts on Pandemic Legacy, sign up for our Patreon page because we talked about that a few months back in our podcast. But it's a long story. All right, next up, Cosmic Encounter is going up against Concept. Two co-games. Yeah, this has got to be Cosmic Encounter. It's a classic. I mean, as much as I love Concept and I think it's super fun and I can play it a lot of times because it's very simple, it's very, very simple. There's just very little to it. Cosmic Encounter has so much going on, and I think it's more impressive what it's able to do working off all of its different systems and things.
I'm going to have to agree with you. I'm going to go with Cosmic Encounter as well.
All right, Cosmic Encounter, here we go. Next up.
Not much else to say because you covered it pretty well.
This is good. We're moving through these at a good...
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yes?
You used the new box art cover. I'm very angry. Remember, you made the whole thing about not giving the parasite its love.
I'm sorry.
I'm disappointed in you.
I'm staying current. I'm a man of modern people. Next up, Firefly returns, this time up against the game Root from Leader Games, the asymmetric area control battle game. This is now this is one of those times too where in my head I'm thinking, I know these were both in my top 10, and I can't remember which one was higher. So I might I'm going to just say it now. There's a chance I contradict myself because, again, these things could change any day.
I assume I said this in the listing before, but I noticed when we did Flick Chart with movies, and this is when I made the list, and I think I hit 400. You're way more than me. But there comes a point when, like, numbers 1 through like 50 or something, they could be interchanged.
Yeah, it's any given day, my feelings could flip flop like John Kerry.
Remember
that?
This one,
yes.
I don't know which movie you're actually referring to.
What movie I'm referring to?
For Jim Carrey.
No, I said John Kerry.
Oh, I heard Jim Carrey.
It was a political reference from the year 2006. Anyway.
Oh God. I'm gonna go with Root. Root was one of the times when we were behind. And there's a bunch of hype behind it, and I don't think the hype actually killed it for me.
Yeah, I think Firefly, like I said, at any given day might win it out. But when I first looked at these two, my gut said Root, and I think that's what I'm going with. Root is certainly it's great. I love it. All right, next up, Pandemic: The Cure versus Space Cadets. Space Cadets is another asymmetric game where everyone is on a ship and you're rolling dice and doing crazy things. And Pandemic: The Cure is the dice version of Pandemic.
I'm going to have to go with Space Cadets. I think it's weirder. It's not perfect in its execution of it sometimes, but I still think it's really fun to sit around the table, flicking discs or trying to arrange puzzles and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Pandemic: The Cure, I think, is one of those games that uh, I don't
Had good matchups.
Yeah, like I don't mind it, but it's like I don't know why is it in the top 50 exactly. Yeah, I don't. It just kind of wormed its way in there by chance. So yeah, Space and to be honest, Space Cadets might be in that same category, but I like Space Cadets a little more than the Cure. All right, next up we've got, and I hope this one fits on screen because we've got two wider boxes. Oh yeah, mostly it does. All right, now we've got 8-Bit Box from Yellow.
Okay.
And entering, I believe for the first time, Scribes Arena, the under the radar Hangman style game that is one of our
under the radar because I don't know if it's available. It's like I think a small Kickstarter print run.
Yeah, so it's one of our dark horse picks.
And it's definitely the one I'm going for. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was. I can't remember if I put in the 20 or made an honorable mention, but I just think it makes that Hangman style game so much fun. It's so interesting with the way you can sort of like sling spells to help guess extra letters or maybe like force your opponent to do weird stuff. It just was such a fun, novel idea. I don't think we've ever come across anything that rivals it.
Yeah, 8-Bit Box is. They're both of these are really unique concepts. And they kind of mix up the way sort of classic game styles, which is nice. But yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go Scribes Arena. I think it's a solid title, and that's the winner. All right, next. All right, now we've got DC Deck Building Game.
The original.
The original. Don't worry, I'll say a subtitle if you need one.
Oh, Rebirth always loved to jump on in.
That is true. Well, this one I don't believe was in our top 50. This was here because of your list. And it's going up against Just One, classic party game.
Just One was in my top 20?
No, DC is what I was referring to.
Oh, DC.
Yes. DC was not in our top 50 on our combined list.
I remember it only appeared last episode. I remember you were shocked. You're like, really? This is the first time it's come up?
I mean, I think this is a battle. I love Just One. I think it hits the spot every time, and I know you feel the same way, but I know your heart is giving you DC.
It's really hard because you're right. My heart is giving me DC, but God, I do think Just One is such a great party game to have, and it is on the newer end for us, but I feel like compared to some of the other ones we have, it's going to be the one I think that will last longer for me at least. So, you know what? Let's just do the battle. It's on my list. I'm going to go DC. I feel bad I want both of these. I have both of them. They're both on my shelf.
Yeah. Well, this way you'll be happy no matter what. While we're looking that up, Lucho AB in the chat said, "Hey dudes, new to the hobby, love your content." Thank you. And if you're new to the hobby, maybe you take some of the games we talk about as ideas to pick up.
Actually, this pairing is fantastic. The DC deck building game is a great entryway to deck building style, and people know the heroes. Very simple. Just One, great party game. You're probably not going to lose with either of these if you're new into board gaming.
Just One I've got here with a 7.3.
DC deck building game. Hold on, I went to the page instead of the thing because it only shows the two digits.
I know it. I know how you feel. I've done it before myself.
And when I hit enter, it's like, no, he wants that. All right. DC deck building game is at a 6.6 or 6.7 if you round.
All right. Just One takes it.
I mean, it won the spiel, didn't it?
Can't remember if it did, but probably. I don't know who can keep track anymore. All right, next matchup. All right. Now, one of these I also added. It wasn't on our lists or on our top 50, but
the bucket can be picky.
Thought I would throw it in. We have Hanabi versus Gloomhaven, the original Gloomhaven. So, two heavy hitters, very much on the opposite end of the spectrum in terms of time.
Yeah, that's the problem. I feel like they're such different beasts for what you want. Like, oh, retired, you want to just do something? Yeah, let's do Hanabi. It's very casual. I mean, for us at least, there is some stress there, but it's not something that you're going to feel for 2 hours. When Gloomhaven is this huge, epic adventure, it's... God, it feels wrong to pick one over the other because it's like No, it's better in this situation though.
Well, I'm going to pick one. I'm going to
Go
default
ahead.
to the simple magic of Hanabi. I do think it's just got that special something that to me it's one of those games that feels modern but also timeless. Like you in 50 years, or if you brought that game like 100 years in the past, people still would get it and love it. Gloomhaven, I think I have my problems with it, and yeah, it's not as much in my heart.
Oh God,
What do you think?
I already got a lot of people angry with Pandemic Legacy.
Hoser 40K said that's an easy
uh,
one. Hanabi.
I think I am gonna have to go Hanabi, but I'm just gonna go with Hanabi.
All right.
Feels wrong.
Hey,
It feels wrong.
no, it's an easy one. Hoser said it. I believe him. All right, next up.
And I'd say the same thing if I said Gloomhaven.
Next up,
No matter what, I lose.
we've got Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective returning again. This time up against another favorite, Terraforming Mars.
Oh, I mean, one of them was my number one,
This
but
is
I do
tough.
really like Terraforming Mars.
Both of these were both in our top 20s.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. This is a really tough one, and again, it's like when they do such different things, you really just got to go with your gut and how it speaks to you. And right now, my gut is saying,
Just click next.
maybe.
That's what you got.
Yeah, oops, we'll never know. Clicked away by accident. I think it's still got to be Sherlock Holmes.
All right.
I think Terraforming Mars is, they both Sherlock has its issues. Neither of them are perfect games to me, but it's an experience that I really treasure.
Now, I do have a quick question for you, Jonathan, while we hop on to the next one.
Oh, sorry, did you also pick Sherlock? I guess.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
okay.
my number one.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, you never know. Yeah. What's your question?
I'm curious on your thoughts on this because once we play them, we add them to the bucket. Though we're trying to see if we do the digital. This looks very nice. Maybe we'll just always use this from now on. Would you count, for example, Clubhouse games if we play, like chess or Hanabi or whatever game through there?
You mean Hanafuda?
Hanafuda
I wish Hanabi
or
was in there.
Othello? Would we?
You mean Renegade?
Or Renegade? They call it Renegade. Yeah.
If we
Would-
play
do
a digital
Clubhouse, or do we
digital
play-
version of a game, does it count?
or even like, do we put Clubhouse or do we just put that single game?
We don't put Clubhouse games. There's no video games on this list. No, that's illegal. This is something. Well, people in the chat can let us know your thoughts. We'll have to deliberate this and come to a ruling later on. Food for thought. All right, next matchup: Scythe versus Code Names.
Oh man, I think this time I will be joining Stonemeyer on Scythe, and that's how I'm gonna say it. I just think it's one of the few games that have done that territory control in such a fun, interesting way.
Yeah, I'm saying Code Names. I think
All right.
it's a perfect party game, great word game. Love them both. Love them both very dearly.
Both of them are fantastic in what they do when they do it.
Love them
They're
both.
just not in the same party.
So let's
Now-
see this tiebreaker.
I've got Scythe here.
What do
It
you
is
got?
in the end, 8.1.
I think you're going to win. Yep, I've got a 7.6. So this one goes to Scythe, and I have no qualms about that. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, once again, two great games.
Big heavy hitters. This is the big matchup. All right, Legendary is back. This time versus Tokaido. Now I know you love Tokaido, but
I do, but I like Legendary better.
So I still feel we'll move right past.
I can
this
choose
one.
that one. Yeah,
People-
that one I can do quickly.
We know people who aren't watching. We love Legendary. I mean, sorry, who haven't watched before. Hopefully, I don't know why I'm talking to people who aren't watching. Next up, Pandemic, the
Just
original,
want them to watch.
just Pandemic versus Among the Stars.
I'm gonna have to go with Pandemic.
Gotta
on
go
this
with
one.
Pandemic. In this case, it's a classic. It's gonna beat that newcomer. Now we've got Attack on Titan: The Last Stand.
It did really well last episode.
One
I
of
think that's the
those-
only reason why.
Yeah,
it made it
one of
here.
those weird ones that I like, but why is it up here? Versus Cosmic.
Because it was in the zero pile, so it
Right.
went up against a lot of duds in the
Right,
last episode.
right. So we got Cosmic Encounter as its opponent, and for me,
I mean-
it's an easy one.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but
It's Cosmic Encounter. Okay.
yeah.
Next up, Cthulhu Wars
Oh boy.
versus Tapestry. I know
Well, one of them was on my list.
I know where you're going with it. And I think I'm going to join you. I do love Cthulhu Wars. It's great. It's a great game. So I think that's the winner in this one. Interesting, Tapestry is building up the civilization, and Cthulhu Wars, you're tearing down other people's or other monsters.
Well, you are. It is the end of the world, I believe, in the base set. So you're tearing down everyone's civilization.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So Cthulhu Wars, winner on that one. And next we have Spirit Island again versus Azul, the tile laying abstract game that people really love. Spirit Island for me, still Spirit
Oh
Island.
yeah, like I said, it was on my list.
Yeah, I think that's a great one. Azul, I don't love as much as everyone else loves it.
I need to play it more. I don't think I was
probably do
as
too.
cold as you. Well, but I think that's fair. I mean, you don't have to love everything.
It's like when we talked about the Spiel games this year, like Stronghold. It's like, yeah, it's really good, but it's just not my,
yeah.
it's just not my like million seller. All right, now we've got BattleCon. Now we've got Devastation of Indians representing, I'm just going to say pretty much any BattleCon series. Up against Gloomhaven once again. This could be another toughie. This could be a toughie.
I'm going to go to Gloomhaven for this one.
BattleCon is one that did make my list. And I think it's tough. It's tough. Still, for me, this is tough. Because I think
I mean, I don't think there's a loser in this matchup. They're both worthy of shelf space.
Partially because I'm sort of just curious what this. Well, actually, I guess for Gloomhaven there's a pretty good chance if we get a tiebreaker that wins everything.
I mean, isn't it in the top 10
Yeah, it's pretty high up there
on Board Game Geek's page?
Yeah, for the geek rankings. Nonetheless, I'm gonna go with BattleCon.
All right,
it's my pick. I think it's great 2-player action.
I'm still waiting when I feel the need to veto. None of the games I'm worried about.
Yeah.
All right, so the geek rating for Gloomhaven is an 8.6.
Yeah, that's going to do it. Going with Devastation, that'd be a 7.1. So, no contest there. Gloomhaven gets a win, which is nice. All right, now Pandemic the Cure versus Scythe. Scythe, right? We can move on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next. All right, Pandemic Legacy Season 1 versus Midara Act 1. We haven't seen Midara yet, but I think for both of us, this is another easy one.
Yeah.
Midara.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't. I think we came out of Pandemic Legacy not as excited as everyone else. So
yeah, and Midara we really liked.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is a good matchup. Werewords, the 20 questions werewolf combo game, versus Dixit.
Ooh,
classic family party game of, I don't even know what you would call that mechanic.
This is interesting because I know where the party lines lie for us, and it's a battle of words versus pictures.
It really is. But again, I love both so much. And
yeah, no, I mean, I'm going to go with Dixit. I know you're going to go with Werewords. I will be shocked if you don't.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think it's bad for you to.
As much like Dixit is, I feel in some ways what's nice about it is it's universal. Sort of, again, going back to Hanabi, I think anyone can play it, and that's one of the things that's great about it.
One of the things I love about it, and other games do this too, I think there's two kinds of party games, and you seem to agree with me on this. And Dixit falls in this, I think Mysterium too, where you're forced to actually have to think and be creative. When, like, the other side is just like, play a word. Isn't this word funny?
Right.
Like, it requires no effort on your part. When this, you have to, like, try to interpret things or usually use your own imagination or come up with your own words.
So I love it, but in my heart, I love the word games and the trader games. So yeah, I'm going to pick Werewords, and we're going to see who's winning this battle. Maybe this will be a veto for you. I don't know.
Well, why don't you go first this time?
All right. For Werewords, we have a 6.6.
Dixit, 7.2.
Yeah. There is a separate entry for the Werewords Deluxe Edition, which has a slightly lower score for some reason. Have no idea. I'm just thinking it's just a fluke of the amount of people who voted and stuff, but
Searching Dixit gives a whole page because there's so many promos and stuff.
Right.
It's hilarious.
On the subject previously of digital games and if they should count, Lucho said he enjoys digital but has to judge the in-person experience. They think so.
That makes sense. It's just the reason I brought up was the clip for Clubhouse. Most of them are such old. I guess they're copyright free, like
Yeah.
classic games.
Nobody owns.
There's so many different versions of chess. Like if you get a good copy of chess, you're gonna have much nicer pieces.
I don't
versus
know.
Probably.
I think there's an argument though, as we've learned these past few months, that maybe there's a different experience that you don't get from handling those pieces and that feeling. All right. Anyway, we'll keep deliberating. Next matchup, Decrypto from Yellow and Scorpion Mask, another party team word guessing game, versus Cyclades, back again, the Greek area control game.
I'm pretty sure I know where you're gonna lie, and you probably can guess where I'm gonna end up. I'm going with Decrypto. I think that is a really fun, clever game, and I really love the newest expansion, the disk drive. Was it?
Yeah, right. Was
Where
it
you
a
have
laser drive?
Try to go for a theme.
This is a tough one. The thing is, looking at the two, it's like the thing of which one do I want to play right now? It would definitely be Decrypto because it's a lot less intense, and I'm better at it. Like I do, and I do think Cyclades is fantastic, and but you know what?
Didn't Cyclades make your?
It is. It's in
list?
my top. It's in my top 20. Not my top 10, but my top 20. But you know what? I'm just gonna go wild card and say you don't know what's gonna happen, and you can't judge by our past statements. I'm gonna go with Decrypto.
I mean, it is one I know you love.
Right now,
I thought you were gonna go Cyclades because it was on your list.
Yeah, no, I get it. Right now, in the moment, I'm feeling Decrypto, and hey, these two could come up again in the very same session, and maybe I'll change my mind. That's how crazy this is. You don't know what to expect.
Oh god,
we've got.
I'm just rolling a die here for my choices.
Dixit is back again. This time going up against Blue Lagoon, which is I think also an under the radar one from Blue Orange and Rainer Knizia, where it's I guess an abstract. Is it an area?
It's not abstract.
Game? Well,
it is a area. It's sort of. You're placing huts.
It's technically. It has a theme, but I'd say it's an abstract game.
I guess. But in my mind, I'm like, you are populating the islands.
But I mean, technically, chess has a theme. You know what I mean?
Right, but I mean, you could. I guess to me, I could clearly see it a bit more. Polynesian, I think, is the term.
Yeah,
it's like
sure.
That area of the world.
Anyway, it's Dixit.
I'm gonna go with Dixit.
All right. Next up, Patchwork. This this is an Uwe Rosenberg, but it's another sort of. Again, I'm going to say it's abstract. Well, this is another thing. We should have a discussion video. Where do you draw the line between abstract or thematic?
I thought you were talking about the other game. So when it finally loaded on screen for me in the corner, I see Midar. I'm like, don't think that's abstract, Jonathan. I'm going to have to disagree with you.
It's a tough call. We can talk about it in that discussion video. Midara or Patchwork?
I'm going to go Midara. I think I've really loved the campaign of Midara, and I'm excited to see. They don't call it chapters. I forget what they call it, but parts 2 and 3.
Act.
Thank you.
I know, because it's on the box. I think I gotta go with Patchwork. I think this is one of those cases where, for me, less is more.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I really love that classic Patchwork gameplay. What can I say? For 2 players, it works wonders. So I have got over here a 7.6.
Madar is flying at a 6.3, which I believe means Patchwork. You got your win.
You could veto it. You got 2. You've got 2.
You know what? Yeah, I got 2. Let's use it.
All right.
Let's do it.
Madara.
This one's for you, Madara.
I get it. I get it. All right. I rigged it so as soon as your vetoes are done, all the matchups are the stuff that I don't.
Next up, Battlestar versus Arkham Horror. Battlestar, just go through my entire list.
Yeah, we've got now Harbor, which is a little worker placement card game, versus BattleCon again. Still BattleCon for me. Still BattleCon. I like
I
it.
think I will agree with you on this one. I think I'm going to lean towards Battlecon because I really do love that card combo system.
Yeah.
Combined with that, it's really all about predicting your opponent's movement. It's a great 2-player game when you do that. And of course, there's also the team modes. There's also boss mode. Yeah, it's nice when you have the game can sort of try to modularize. I don't know what I'm saying.
That sounds pretty
itself
good.
to fit whatever you're trying to go for, which is why I think it's nice whenever a game says we have a solo mode too.
Yeah, as does Harbor, which is a great small box game. But
I don't think I've done it solo. I don't even remember it.
I think I've tried it solo once or twice. All right. Next up, Arkham Horror, the card game, is back. This time going up against Spectre Ops, the hidden movement game from Plaid Hat Games. I think they still have the rights to that one.
No, I think they. Wait, did they?
I don't know. I'm not sure. That might be with Fantasy Flight now. Again, I think,
you know where I am.
yeah, and this is pretty close for me. I think in the moment, I'm gonna go Arkham Horror card game as well.
Good choice.
So we'll say that. Next up, now Decrypto is up against Agricola. That's a big one.
Huh.
This is tough. I think it's not one that we play that much anymore, but I think Agricola in this case it's a juggernaut, and I don't think Decrypto's big enough to take it down for me. I think Agricola's getting the win on this one, unless
I think
I hear otherwise.
The problem is, we played the older version of Agricola.
That's true. There is a newer edition, which it has different balancing and cards, but I'm pretty sure the gameplay's the
right.
same.
I just don't know exactly how different it is.
So we're
I
judging
think
on that.
We're judging on the older Agricola, and I think I will go with that. Agricola, that is.
We should get around to that. It's just that I'm we have the old one, Sometimes it's hard.
We also have we always have a pile over here that's just remember us?
Too many.
And it's not even just games we haven't played. It's you mentioned sometimes where it's just oh, look, I got this legendary expansion. We play it once and we're like, I want to play it more though, but we have so many other things. It's not just things we haven't played. There are plenty of games that deserve more than one playthrough. It's hard to get everything in.
It's hard. Let's find some more that we haven't played enough of. Next matchup, we have Seven Wonders versus Call to Adventure. Seven Wonders, I don't think we need to spend too much time on this one, right? Seven Wonders.
Yeah, no.
Great, Seven Wonders. Now, Tiny Towns versus Blue Lagoon. It's another easy one for me. Tiny Towns.
Agreed.
Great game. This is good. We got through a bunch. Pandemic the Cure versus Just One. Just One.
Oh, versus Just
One.
Man,
yeah.
Pandemic the Cure is just not doing well in this one.
Honestly, it is, like you said, it's one of those games that it's fine, but going up against the real heavy hitters, it's not going to last too long.
Yeah, I think it was one of those. Honestly, the same thing happens if you ever played Flickchart. This is the thing we actually got the idea from. Sometimes something's going to make it through that you're like, you shouldn't be here.
Right. I think we had some hard ones early on, but we got a string of easy ones here. Villainous or Chronicles of Crime? Chronicles of Crime.
Chronicles.
Yeah, it's a great what would you call that? An adventure storytelling game, I guess?
Crime-solving game.
Yeah, if you haven't played that one.
Or mystery, maybe.
Now, Pandemic the Cure again, about to lose to Wingspan.
Are we sure we want to give it to Wingspan?
Maybe the Pandemic the Cure is not the cure we're looking for. It's not holding up. Azul is next versus Betrayal at House on the Hill. What do you think?
I'm giving it to Azul. Betrayal has fond memories, but recently it's when we played, it's that's the only thing going for it.
Yeah.
Is nostalgia. It's not the excitement of playing it again.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And even if I really loved Betrayal, I still feel like Betrayal Legacy is probably a better implementation of it.
Well, I am more excited to play that because there's a story and I want to know what's going on.
So Azul is winning on this front. Now we have Game of Thrones, the card game, the second edition,
right.
Up against Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. I unfortunately for Game of Thrones, which I think has a good number of wins for us. I think Sherlock's
It's done very well.
Yeah, so
considering it's one of our friends who owns it, and we constantly play his copy.
Right. Now we've got, this is an interesting one. The original Pandemic versus Forbidden Sky, co-op game from the same designer, Matt Leacock, but much later in his oeuvre. So do we think Pandemic was the best there is? Maybe Forbidden Sky improved upon it?
Wait, you said it's original Pandemic?
Original Pandemic, yeah. It's Pandemic, right?
It is, yeah.
I like the matchup, but no, Pandemic is still the superior game. Now we have, did we already have this? Argent versus Tapestry? Did we do that one already?
I think we did.
Yeah, I think we...
Isn't that the one that we got tripped up on?
Yeah, let's just skip it. We'll skip that one. All right, Clank, the deck building game, is now going up against Cthulhu Wars. I think for you the choice is obvious. And I think I will also say Cthulhu Wars. But I did have to think about it for a second.
We've got some more from Lucho AB in the chat.
What's going on?
Pandemic the Cure, known to the World Cup fans as the Whipping Boys.
Yeah, sorry, Pandemic.
Also, looking forward for Scooby-Doo Betrayal. I won't lie. I want to try it. I like Scooby-Doo. It was a big part of my childhood. Do I think they've changed it enough to make it a better game? According to Betrayal at Baldur's Gate, no.
Yeah, there's like 3 Scooby-Doo games, and I think one came out already, which was the escape room game. And then Come On also has one that they're making. I don't know what's going on with this. Apparently,
I think the escape room was the one I was most excited for.
Yeah,
because we like escape rooms.
I also see Hoser 40K chose Pandemic over Forbidden Sky. Said not nearly as good as Desert. I think I actually really like Sky.
I have not played Desert, so
right.
I know. I think you did.
Yes.
No, I enjoy Sky. I really like it. There's also something. I know it's a very gimmicky thing, but it feels so good when you connect it and the rocket goes like makes the little noises of blasting off. It just feels good.
It was a fun one. All right, next up, Attack on Titan versus Blue Lagoon. This is an interesting one because these are two ones that would usually win.
These are more the smaller ones.
Usually lose other matchups.
At least in this one. Yeah.
I don't know. Attack on Titan, I do really think that the mechanics in it are cool. Blue Lagoon is definitely more traditional, and it's less luck-based, I think. It's more of a straightforward strategy game, which sometimes I like.
I will say that I'm going to go with Attack on Titan. I just really love that 3D board, and to me, I think the novelness of it shines a little bit better. I mean, Blue Lagoon is really fun, but like you said, it's more classical, I feel, in its design.
Yeah.
When Attack on Titan, maybe it has a bit more weird issues, a lot of dice rolling, but I still think it's very fun. And I am so happy with this recent. If you're a fan of a property and it becomes a board game now, there's a good chance you're going to be fine with it. It's not going to be bad. I have not watched the Attack on Titan series, by the way, so that's not
I watched season 1. All right.
Did you like it?
I did like it. Not enough to watch any more of it, I guess, but
It was one of those animes that I think, if I recall, like I don't know if it was season 2 or whatever they're on. There was a huge gap.
Yes, there was.
I do know there's a live action movie, and that it was terrible.
I'm waiting for there's also a live action Blue Lagoon movie, but I don't think it's related to the game. Okay, next up. Oh, it happened! We got a double matchup.
All right, well, who's getting the win?
We got Camel Up versus Camel Up.
All right.
You know what I think this is? I think this is Camel Up versus Camel Cup.
Ooh, yeah. You know, I think we got to decide. I'm a Camel Up guy.
As am I. So Camel Up gets the win.
Or, Jonathan, it's the old Camel Up versus the new Camel
Could be first versus second edition. I haven't tried the second edition, though. I mean, in terms of art, I actually do like the second edition's art.
I was really hoping you'd say it was Pandemic the Cure. I'm like, look, it got a win.
That's the only way it's going to get a win now. All right, moving on. Now this is cool. Harbor versus Puerto Rico. Sort of like the Harbor really is the little sister version of Puerto Rico.
I thought Harbor was because it's from a Tiny Minstrel. I know Harbor came out with
Tasty Minstrel.
Tasty Minstrel, sorry. With the Cthulhu deck building game, which I'm blanking the name on, but they're
Cthulhu
both like
Realms.
Because that one's based on like Star Realms, while this one wasn't it based on what's the It's similar to Harbor in the title. I'm
Uh,
trying to remember. You have it on your shelf. It's I actually
oh,
dressed up as well, the
Lahav.
guy on the cover.
Lahav.
Lahav, thank you.
Lahav.
Like they are, I think, the little siblings of
That's
those
true.
games.
That's true. That's true. It's more closely connected, but they both have docks and boats on their covers. So for this matchup, I'm saying these two are connected. It's, I mean,
I'm gonna go Harbor,
ooh,
honestly.
ooh, interesting.
I think like our Agricola, you brought up how it's still Titan, and Puerto Rico is a Titan, but we played it after its Titanhood, so to speak. We didn't play when it first came out, and I'm like, it feels very dry to me, and I just feel like there are better games that do that sort of idea. And I'd like, let's just play that. When Agricola, I'd be like, yeah, I'm fine with Agricola. Let's do it. I think it still holds up against its competition.
There's no
And I
doubt
don't
it's a
think
little
Puerto Rico
dry.
does.
Ooh, ooh.
Come on, do it.
I feel bad about it, but I guess I'll say Harbor as well.
Yes.
I think it's cute and it's fun, and yeah, I think like you said, I think we kind of, pun intended, missed the boat on Puerto Rico. Just is before our time, and it's not one that
Well,
grabbed
I was
us.
even thinking that Harbor being the little sibling of La Havre. I mean, I think La Havre is like, if that was the versus here, I'd choose that without question. I don't know how you'd feel about that.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. There are also two games that maybe we haven't given a fair shake, but we'll see. Okay, next up, Agricola's back versus Call to Adventure. Agricola's moving up for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, great. Spirit Island now with code names. I think this sounds like this is another battle.
Yeah.
I love me that code names, baby.
I will say, unlike the last few, this is one where I think both of them are like, I'm choosing because I know I just want the battle to happen, but they're both, and I'm happy it's Codenames and not like a spin-off where we're like, does this count? We're like, no, this is the base. This is where it started. We don't have to worry about that.
Code names still at a 7.6. It hasn't changed since we last looked.
Spirit Island is at an 8.1.
All right.
Wow, that's pretty high.
Part of me is like, how much time is left? Maybe my veto's on this one. My second and last veto. Yeah, I'll do it. I don't know if I'll get another chance.
Veto too. No, I don't want to have to think about what happens there. I like both of these too much.
But now I'm going out there. I have no vetoes left, so everyone.
Look, I'm the kind of guy who ends the game with 99 potions because he's too afraid to use them.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Next up, Forbidden Sky is back, this time versus Two Rooms and a Boom. Couldn't be more different games, although their covers weirdly look sort of similar next to each other.
I gotta go with Two Rooms and a Boom. I think Forbidden Sky is fun just for a new game, but Two Rooms and a Boom I think is such a clever, weird design that when you're in the moment where it shines, I don't know what else you could pick.
Yeah, it's a classic, and for me at least, and I love it. All right, Wingspan now is going up against Android Netrunner.
I will say though, for the last one, it just occurred to me, Two Rooms and a Boom, maybe not as good in this current time period.
We're gonna figure out a way to do a Zoom version of two Zooms and a Boom.
Two Zooms, call them up.
I mean, you got it right there. Now, I think this is gonna be Wingspan. Netrunner's a cool game, but it was never really my thing. So yeah, I like Wingspan. Love the theme of Netrunner. If we had Wingspan with Netrunner's theme, that would be the perfect game. They should mix these together.
I mean, I'm still waiting for Fantasy Flight to do something really crazy with Android Netrunner, but God, I like these a lot, and I think Netrunner is like the best example of how did the theme like really overtake the game. It's annoying in the rulebook, and probably why I'm going to choose Wingspan right now. But when you play, you literally feel like I'm putting up, firewalls, and like, God, it just works so well.
So
yeah, but I'm going to go with Wingspan also because you buy Wingspan, you're done.
That's a way to do it.
I mean, I love the LCG format, but you do have to take that into account.
Yeah, in the chat here, a few comments from earlier. Kabuki Kids said yuck to us choosing Harbor, which, you know what? Fair.
Yeah.
It's fair. Also said they rated both Spirit Island and Codenames 10s, so that was a very tough choice for them. All right. Now let's see if we get some more tough choices here. We'll do a few more. we've got Twilight Struggle versus Cosmic Encounter. This could be another yuck for some folks out there, but
I'm a Twilight Struggle guy.
Cosmic for me, baby.
I think that's fair. I think Cosmic Encounter is such a weird. If you like bargaining and like that kind of in political discussion, Cosmic Encounter I think is one of the best for that because it's not gonna take some of the games that do that take like almost as long as maybe Gloomhaven. When Cosmic Encounter I think has in just the right size of like playtime.
Yeah, Twilight Struggle is great, but yeah, in most cases, something that leans more on the social party game is probably for me going to beat a 2-player.
I understand where you're coming from. I felt like Twilight Struggle. I remember when we played, I was like, I know this has always been big. I have a feeling I'm going to be like it maybe hasn't aged well, but to me it did. I was just like, wow, I love the gameplay.
There's no knocking it. There's no knocking it. It's fantastic. Well, Cosmic Encounter, yes. Oh. No, you go.
Okay, well, yeah. It is also in the 8 range, but at an 8.2 with rounding.
That's winning it. This Cosmic Encounter's got a 7.4.
And there's no veto to save it.
Nope. And I don't think I think in this case I would probably feel bad if I vetoed Twilight Struggle, which I think we did as one of our gauntlet runs, and
we did, and it almost got a perfect score. I think it lost the legendary.
So it's had its time in the spotlight, though. I think it's like number 3 on our list or something. So I wouldn't feel too bad about it losing one either. But that's neither here nor there. Now Camel Up is up, this time not against itself, but against Argent, the Consortium. What say you?
I love Argent. I'm going to go with that. I do think Camel Up has its fun moments, and it's definitely a great lighter game. I just really love how Argent has so many intricacies and different worker placements and getting different workers.
I think I'm just going to go with say that. Camel Up. I feel like I don't know what it is. Argent. I know it's really good and I enjoyed playing it, but for whatever reason, it's never like stuck in my mind in a way that's really made me want to go back to it that much. I think if I played it more, then it would warm up. I would warm up to it more.
Well, right now, Argent is sitting at, if you recall from my fantastic timeless joke, 6.9.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty funny. Wow. Well, that depends. Are we going to go with Camel Up first edition or second edition?
I will allow the higher one.
Well, they're extremely close. In this case, the Camel Up higher one, the original one, is slightly higher, has a 6.919.
Oh, boy. 6.946.
Yeah. So that's Argent.
Like, I feel like when you look at that, I don't remember anything significant between the two changes. So it's like, really, what's the core spirit? Which one captures it better? And I think it's usually the higher one. Unless you're talking about like Arkham Horror 2nd versus 3rd. Those are two completely different games.
Yeah, it actually makes sense, I think, right, if they're not that different, to go with the earlier one, because it means probably more people had the chance to play it.
And if it's really different, we're going to be, why?
Yes, that's strange. All right, we'll do like 5 more minutes. So I'm telling you, 5 to 10 more minutes so that you know.
Every time a game that I would veto comes up, it's like up against it beats it. So
we'll see. All right. Now, we've got the Resistance. Now, I've made a ruling in my head that I think you'll agree with, which is, in terms of Resistance or Resistance Avalon, I think they're just should be considered as one game at this point.
At this point, because they made the expansions for it, and it's one of those things where, like, if we did Legendary, I know we have DC Deck Building Rebirth as a separate thing, but we're not going to put Legendary Dark City on here.
Right. Yeah. So this is the Resistance and all that encompasses. And you mentioned Legendary.
And that's our rules.
And Legendary is what it is going up against.
And I will definitely choose I'm definitely going to choose a deck building over social commentary. That's just how I roll.
And this is
well, it is social commentary, but social deduction games.
This is the time when I'm going to go Resistance. But these are 2 of my favorite games of all time, so I'm happy. Don't need a veto for this. I'm going to be happy either way.
Well, Legendary is at a 7.3.
The Resistance has a 7.2.
All right.
Although Avalon has a 7.4.
I will allow it. And I will use my veto on this.
Okay, that way we don't have to think about it.
Well, because I feel like this is a good one. Because I think it's not just like, oh, it's on Will's list, he'll veto it. Though I think Legendary was. It's more of like, I just really enjoyed deck building when the Resistance, it has fallen out of favor for me. I know not for you.
I get it.
I think that's just and this feels like a good one to use it on for me.
Yeah.
And that way you don't feel like, because we were just discussing, does Avalon count in the mix? Is the Scores Coaster? Use the highest one.
Yeah, I think Resistance, I don't think that was in our top 50 either. So you're keeping it out.
Yes.
How dare you? Kabuki Kid said Resistance for me unless you put Legendary Encounters Alien. Which I think fair. All right. Next up. Puerto Rico, and now we're both out there with nothing. Puerto Rico versus Firefly. We're both going to say Firefly.
Oh, yeah.
Next. Chronicles of Crime or 8-Bit Box. We're both going to say Chronicles of Crime. We can move some of these. Gloomhaven or Netrunner? I'm going to say Gloomhaven. This one's Gloomhaven for me. What do you got for me? The tables have turned.
You know what? I know it's going to lose, but I didn't pick Netrunner last time, so I'll be like, I'm going to be with you. We're going to lose, but I'll be with you.
Should we even bother looking them up? I think we looked up both these scores in the last 10 minutes. I'm pretty sure Gloomhaven was higher, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm almost certain.
If we're wrong, we can adjust the list later. All right, so Gloomhaven. Terraforming Mars or Unmatched? Terraforming Mars.
Yeah.
Terraforming Mars, staying high up. This is good. Puerto Rico or Call to Adventure? I'm saying Puerto Rico. All right. BattleCon or The Resistance?
BattleCon.
The Resistance.
All right. Do you still have the page up?
Yeah, the Resistance still has a 7.2.
Oh, crud. How do I find out? Because it has all the things. Do I just go for Devastation of Indies?
That's what I used last time.
Okay. Oh, and it is the highest, it looks like. So it is at a 7.1.
So Resistance wins that one.
I would believe that is correct.
All right, so no vetoes there.
No, we're not. 7.4.
Oh, right.
We never used the Avalon.
Oh, right. 7.4. Right. Avalon. Yeah, I think that does make sense because
Avalon because at this point they are.
Has more.
They've added Merlin and the other mechanics from Avalon to the regular Resistance. So it's literally, what theme do you want at this point,
I think that probably the scores for the Resistance being lower probably originated. It's based on the base box, but I'm thinking of all the expansions because why not?
Well, I think that's fair in this case. Like I said, we're not going to pull the expansions out separately. And also, would you use the expansions? Yeah, we're not going to play the Resistance without them anymore.
Right.
It might as well be in the base. Okay.
Pandemic or Cthulhu Wars? Would you like to again battle it out or save the world?
Oh no, I'm Apocalypse all the way.
Yeah, I'll join you on that. I'll say Cthulhu Wars.
Yes.
I mean, it's really. I think it's mostly just because Pandemic has, I'm just kind of over it. We've played it so many times, but there's an easy argument that should be the winner, maybe. Let's see. Let's keep going. Android Netrunner or Root? Definitely Root for me.
Yeah. God damn it, Netrunner. Pick a better opponent. Stop. Don't leave your weight class.
Sorry, Netrunner. Maybe if you were still alive, maybe it would have a better pull. Tokaido or Space Cadets? Tokaido.
Yeah.
Tokaido. It's a nice game. Attack on Titan or Arkham Horror, the card game. If I thought Attack on Titan had a better score, I might pick it just to torment you. But no, Arkham Horror, the card game, is gonna win that one.
Oh.
Let's try to find one more real good one.
Kabuki Kid said, "Yeah, I'm over the Pandemic too." Oh, you meant the game.
Yeah, I'm over all kinds of pandemics. Seven Wonders or Photosynthesis?
Seven Wonders.
Seven Wonders. Photosynthesis, again, it doesn't want to lose up against Dixit, but...
It's like a tree. It's hard. It's rooted in.
But Dixit is going to knock it down, I'm afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Gloomhaven or Patchwork? Again, two opposite ends of the spectrum. Did we already have this one, or am I
No, it wasn't this.
It was up against something. Or was Patrick up against Midara?
No, it was up. It was up against Madara. That's where I
Yes.
used it. And then there's Gloomhaven versus Hanabi. You're thinking of.
No, I remember this one specifically thinking.
Oh,
Well, they're both very similar. They're both the same
Yes.
thing. Because Gloomhaven and Midara are the same thing. That's really. It's Patrick for me for the same
terms of
reasons
what- yeah.
I said that Patrick beat Midara. For me, Patrick beats Gloomhaven.
I haven't played Patrick in a while.
Did you get that bundle?
I did. No, I got that bundle, but I haven't played him yet.
Well, that's your opportunity. Do that digital Patrick.
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to go with Gloomhaven.
all right, then let's.
Honestly, because
it's
Jaws of
gonna
Line
win.
maybe.
I don't know why I have to look that one. You know what? I don't know. Let's see. Patchwork, maybe there's a chance.
Okay, sure. All right.
I don't know. Maybe somehow a lot of people love Patchwork.
Oh, wow. Gloomhaven. A lot of people just voted Gloomhaven down. It's at a 2. No, it's at an 8.6.
Patchwork 7.6. So, yeah. But hey, I thought I'd give it a fair shot. All right, so Gloomhaven taking that home. It's going to be very interesting to see where our list stands after all of this because I think we really cleaned up a lot of those top views.
I think Gloomhaven,
Top
without
views.
going through
Places.
the gauntlet yet, got a bunch of wins.
Yeah, that's right. It hasn't run through the gauntlet. Yeah, so we introduced some new ones that are like favorites of ours, and we honed that top 50. So I think things will be looking more the way we probably would want them, and hopefully fewer of those ones that aren't really our favorites lower down. And next time we'll probably do more of a normal edition, and we'll see if we can keep tweaking this system that we've got here, which I'm proud of. All right, but that's gonna do it for this week. Let us know if you're watching after the fact where you side on all these and how stupid we are for choosing Harbor over Puerto Rico or any other decisions. If you're in the chat, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. It's been a lot of fun.
Also, how would you change the ruling on we talked about with Resistance, for example? Do you make sure you only look at what the base came with, nothing else? Or do you allow the expansions because you always will play with them?
Yes, and what do you think about digital games? What do you think? What do you think about all these things? Let us know. Guys, I'm Jonathan.
I'm Will.
And this has been Roll for Crit. And as we sign out, we're going to show a little card and we're going to say thanks to all our patrons on Patreon. If you want to support us there, go to rollforcrit.com. Go to rollforcrit.com. It's there too. Patreon.com/rollforcrit.
That's right. And correct me if I'm wrong, Jonathan, we're still running a contest.
Yes, we are running a contest. You can win a copy of Tang Garden, which is a great game we really like. So if you want to check out a copy of that, you can go ahead and go to rollforcrit.com and find links to enter that contest. It's got about a week left, I think, right now. So you've still got time. Bye.